Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined. Artist.io.
You're welcome. My name is Bright. I'm going to give you a tour guide for the next 45 minutes. And before we begin, we're going to take a brief history about this very castle and the slave trade. So please, just as always, let's maintain some silence. Okay? For a good talk. Are you with me? Those behind, are you with me? Yes. Alright. So we call this the Elmina Castle. But that is just the location.
I will give somebody else. I'm here.
But the original name of this castle is called the St. George's Castle. Why? Because the Portuguese built this and dedicated it to their saint patron of Portugal, called St. George. So they first arrived in the year 1471.
Wow.
And history wants us to believe that they came to trade and also spread the Christian gospel. Now the system of the trade at that time was barter, as we know the basics. So they arrived here with European goods like mirror, brandy, used clothes, guns and gunpowder, in exchange for mainly gold, ivory and local spices. Now due to the rates at which the Portuguese received gold from African ancestors, gave them the impression that the land was full of it. So they gave the name Dandinas de Oro, which means the coast of gold mines. So that is how the name Gold Coast was generated. So with Elmina, it was Lamina, which means the mines, and was also corrupted as Elmina. So meaning Elmina itself is not the original name of Israel land. And that is to suggest that the symbol of their monopoly here in Elmina, which is in 1482. And after the construction of the castle, they continued their noble trade in gold until the early 16th century, when the system of trade changed from trading gold to human slavery. So the dungeons we are seeing here today started as storerooms at the time when the system of trade was barter. So when the slave trade happened, they converted all the storerooms into slave dungeons. So at minimum, these dungeons were holding 1,000 enslaved Africans for every 3 months. Now the captives had to be in the dungeons for 3 months because they had to wait for the arrival of the slave ships. Because the maritime related devices at that time was not as advanced today. So if a ship would take 3 days from Portugal today, at that time it was taking 3 months. That's why the captains had to be held in the dungeons for that time. So by the time the ships arrived, if they had 400 African countries, brought them to these castles, kept us in Elmina, trained them as soldiers. Some of these men were sent to Myanmar, which was formerly Burma, and India to fight for the British. And after the war, they were annexed as the Royal West African Frontier Forces. 1957, Ghana became independent. So as it stands now, 539. Next year, 540. And as it stands now, the whole of Gold Coast is the largest and the oldest. And all the forts and castles in Gold Coast of Ghana range from Kita in the Volta region to Axim in the western region. 1950.
Honestly, I was probably done 20 minutes ago.
Sorry, I'm going to take this staircase up. Now
You finished before the...
Yeah, no. You know, are you on campus? Rambo woman.